Hello everyone, my name is Riley Stinson and today I'm going to show you how to bob for apples and the proper things to do when setting up a bobbing for apples station. Now you're probably wondering why bobbing for apples is relevant or why you need a video to show you how to do it. Well, think about that first semester when you're all off to college for you freshmen, and about that time in October you're sitting there going, you're probably getting a little homesick. Alright, and Halloween's right coming about your door and you want to find a way to have a little fun and not worry about what's going on back in your hometown and enjoy your life in college. Well, you know what? Having a party with fun activities to do is the best way to control that. Okay, and you know what? Bobbing for apples is one of the oldest traditions in the book. It's fun, it's exciting, it gets you going, gets everyone excited, and you know, you get a good snack out of it. Okay? Now, the first couple things you want to do when setting up for bobbing for apple station is obviously you want to make sure you have the right bucket. Now, when you look at that bucket compared to that bucket, let's be honest now. What average sized person can get their head in that bucket? None. Alright, you want a good, nice round bucket that's not too steep and it's easy for people to stick their head in and get it to the bottom of that bucket, like we have here today. Also, it looked good and festive if it were the color of fall, which is typically orange or black, which we also have here today. Okay, a couple more things you want to do whenever you're setting up a station is, first and foremost, make sure the water's clean. Okay, if you're not going to drink it, you're sure as hell not going to stick your head in the water. Okay, what are you going to do if someone gets down there and you see dirt or a bug or something? They're not going to stick their head in that. No chance, Make sure you have good, clean water, nothing flowing around in there. It just helps the environment. It gets people more out of their comfort zone and gets them more alive and ready to do this deal. Alright. Also, what you want to do is, as you can see, I've got a towel under this because you know what? When you stick your head in there and you pop it back out, you're going to get the place wet. And you know what? You don't want to have a party and there's going to be a big water splash everywhere where people are slipping and sliding. Especially tile, it can get really dangerous and you don't want to have to send someone to the hospital on Halloween night. That's no fun for anyone. Also, make sure you have a towel set off to the side so when their head is out of the water, they can dry off pretty quickly. That's another thing. You don't want to be walking around party with stuff dripping all over your face. That's just disgusting. Alright, another thing that people might not think about is when they're filling up this bucket full of water, don't fill it up all the way, because when people are sticking their head in there and those apples are in there, that water's going to rise due to the pressure. Alright, and you don't want water overflowing, because that's going to create a big mess and havoc, and you know what? It's just going to seem unappealing to the people at your party who want to come and participate in this activity. Okay, another thing you want to consider whenever you're having people over for bobbing for apples is let them know that you're going to have the activity or station set up prior to them coming. Okay, you don't want them coming in clothes that they might not want to get wet or might ruin. Okay, especially if they plan on doing this activity early in the night. You don't want to do this and have your shirt all wet and walk around with a soggy wet shirt the rest of the night. Okay, that's no fun for anyone and it just looks unappealing. Okay, so make sure that you have an undershirt or a shirt that you feel comfortable getting wet in, or an extra set of clothes that might do well. It's whatever fits your comfort zone, but you don't want to pressure people into doing something in a nice shirt because you're just going to get less viewer activity and you're going to get less participants in this activity. Next I'm going to talk about the apple. Okay, it's good nutritious food. Everyone's a winner. You're getting your good vitamins and minerals in it. There are some things that a lot of people don't think about when bobbing for apples. They kind of just dive right in there and hope for the best. You want to look at a couple things. First off, the stem. The apple's got a long stem, easier to pick up with your mouth, with your teeth. Apple's got a short stem, it's not going to be so hard. So you got to look at the angles. This apple in particular has a big bump right there. So when I try going for this, I'm going to want to try to get that bump. Alright, so just kind of look at the apples. Also look at one that's appealing, good and red. You don't want to have to pick up an apple that looks like it's been sitting there for a few months. Alright, because you're going to probably eat that or at least take a bite out of it. And you don't want to get sick out of that. That's just gross. And that's not going to be any fun. So I'm now going to actually demonstrate how to bob for an apple. Okay, I'm going to put this in here. As you're about to witness, I actually have an extra shirt on because this is a good shirt. I do not want this shirt getting wet because it's very dear to mine. A friend got me this, and I really appreciate that. And I don't want him at the party thinking that this shirt's just a piece of garbage that I don't care gets wet, because that's not the truth at all. Alright, so I'm actually going to take this shirt off, and I came prepared with an undershirt, something that I feel is fine to get wet in, and that won't be a problem, okay? So, I'm going to put this off to the side, make sure my towel is ready, and I'm about to bob for apples. As you can see here, I got 4 apples picked out. Let's see how it goes. You see that? Another thing, something I forgot to cover. The apple, although it might be sturdy, it's very easy to bite into. So if you can't find a good spot on it, you just stick your teeth in there and crank down on it. Get that to the base of it and just use pressure against pressure and it will go in. Okay? It's a good apple. I hope that you took something away from this because I think this is something that a lot of college kids are going to miss. They're going to feel very homesick when they're in college, and this is maybe an activity that will bring people together, have fun, it'll just take your mind off of things due to the changing of the seasons. Thank you.